Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. That would be amazing. Now, in this quick bite-sized tutorial, I'm going to show you something that used to aggravate the living crap out of me when I first got started working with remote machines on, something that's completely not local. And when you're working with a bunch of Ubuntu or Linux-based machines, you will probably get confronted with this issue eventually. And this issue is what I call the very, very jank remote terminal. And it's super frustrating because I just ignored it for the longest time and I didn't really understand why it was happening. But as I search Stack Overflow, the answer to all questions, I start to realize that it's actually quite easy to fix. Now let me showcase what the problem is. For example, I'm connected to this remote device right now, and let's just pretend I'm going to wget or wget a really long URL. So this is actually a URL. I searched for the longest URL on the World Wide Web, and this is what came up. As you can see here, there's like some crazy weird formatting going on, and as you can see here, it actually let's just do a quick curl because then we can see what happens here. You can see it's actually a valid command, and the standard output is perfectly fine, but for some reason on the prompt when I enter my command, it gets all janked. And so to explain what's happening behind the scenes when you connect to your remote host, there is these environment variables that get set when your session gets created. Now, we can't really see these environment variables unless you're really looking for them, but if we open up a new tab on our local machine, we can see what these variables are even when we create a local terminal session. So look, as I do this, if I do echo columns, which is the first variable, you can see it's 204, and if I echo the lines, you can see that it's 44. Now, if I hop back onto my remote machine and I see what our columns is, and that's what's causing this to be more packed and it makes a new line, we can see that it's 61. So compare that to 204 versus 61. When I hit 61 characters, it creates a new line, and that's why we're seeing this really janky overlapping of different things. And just to see what the lines looks like as well, we won't really see this issue here, but there's probably something here. So 32 versus 44. So there probably will be a point when, if the command is long enough, that probably won't get shown on the window of the size here. Now this happens obviously when you resize your terminal without realizing that you actually need to re-establish these environment variables. Now, for the longest time, I didn't realize that there was an easy way of doing this. I would just sometimes just export the actual environment variables in my session and then set them based on what I saw on my local session, and that is not the way to go about doing it. Even though it does work, it's not the way to do it. The good way of doing it, if you're on a Unix machine or Ubuntu, Linux, CentOS, any of those Unix-based machines, is you will see that there is a command called resize. And if I type that resize command here, we can see that these environment variables get set on this output here, and that fixes the issue. Now watch, if I do this quick little copy of this long command that I did before, if I actually just hit the button up and go through my history, you can see that it shows up perfectly fine. And that solves our issue. And that is the end of the tutorial. If you have any other questions or any other problems that you might be facing, please let me know in the comments below, as I can record a video on that. And if this did solve your problem, please throw me a thumbs up, and that would be amazing. And I would catch you all later. Continue making and continue being great. Bye.